Respected Dadaji and respected Brahmamaji, lots of love and best regards to both of you. Anand Bhayaji, you have asked a few questions from us, and I'm just trying to give the answer one by one. Your first question was related with what should be the stage of the Behad soul after listening the Behad Gyan. So first of all, I just wanted to give the brief of what the Behad Gyan is. So what I understood is that Behad Gyan is basically infinite supreme spiritual knowledge, which is first time given by our respected Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. With love, we call him as Bapuji or Dadaji. So I will say that after listening this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge given by Bapuji, first of all I learned one thing, that knowledge of the past or the present and the future is already encoded within every soul. Or we can also say that every soul, whomsoever comes on this earth, it comes with a definite aim. For example, as we can see the personal life of Bapuji, when he came on the earth in a human form, and when he was a little child, and he was surrounded with the pain from all around, just because he took the birth in a poor farmer's family. So in his childhood, he developed his aim that I will change this world one day. And he said to God, in fact, that what kind of a word you made where everyone is suffering. So the question is, from where this thought came in his mind. This we have to understand deeply. This thought as information was already encoded within his soul. As he might have grown up and followed his life path, then it is obvious, like with the time, as he did the untiring efforts in bringing this infinite spiritual knowledge for his bare souls by going into the deep meditative state on this earth, and this knowledge was given first time by him. In the same way, what I feel is that Behad's soul also came on the earth to transform the world as his mission, right? So we can interpret that this infinite spiritual knowledge is also included within that soul, and when that soul will listen this knowledge, then soul will feel the immediate changes after listening this gyan within oneself. So this should be the stage of the soul after listening the gyan. Now your second question is what should be the stage of that soul after listening this infinite spiritual supreme knowledge. So I feel that soul will automatically attain the highest energy states. The first one is that soul will have no desire. In Hindi, we commonly called this stage as Ichha Matram Avidya. That soul will automatically actually realize the illusion of the physical world. Commonly we call in the Hindi language as Mayatit state. That soul will automatically attain the another highest energy state related with where that soul will feel as free from the deeds, which is commonly called in the Hindi language as Kamatit state. That soul will automatically chant the mantra which is necessary to bring the peace and to transform the world, and that mantra is given by our Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel as के बेहद की param 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 महाशांति है महाशांति है महाशांति है. So what I feel is that soul will have the inner desire to spread the to spread the peace all over, and to transform the world forever. Now we also have to understand that why that Behad soul will have these qualities. This we have to understand that spiritual knowledge of infinite teaches us first important lesson, which is related to the natural principle, and it works on the deeds performed by every individual every second. He referred in his knowledge this principle as the theory of karma, or I can say this is the basic principle which is called theory of deeds. If every moment we understand this theory of deeds with complete meaning and implement this in our daily life, then after implementing, what I feel is that soul will automatically know what is right and what is wrong. So now we can take one quality very deeply. For example, as I stated above, Ichha Matram Avidya means that soul will have no desire, The Behad soul, after listening this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge, will automatically attain that state. when that soul has no desires. Reason is कि infinite supreme spiritual knowledge only told us that how the earth has formed, why we human turn into five elements, why we human every time passes from the cycle of birth and the rebirth again and again. So we have to understand the reincarnation cycle is based entirely on the karma or the deeds that we do every moment. So why Behad soul will attain another higher state having no desire for the physical world, because that soul will know that desires are ultimately responsible for the reincarnation. Hmm? So the only way to come out with a reincarnation is to leave all the desires first. So we also have to understand that this cycle of birth and death takes place where we humans are in five elements. So if we really wanted to come out from this cycle of the reincarnation, then we have to understand deeply that we have to come out from the five elements first. Now come to the second stage. Okay, why the Behar soul will have a realistic feeling that this physical world is not true and whatever we are seeing is basically an illusion. That Behar soul will attain that state because we have to accept the fact that whatever we are thinking as a truth, like the family in which we are living, our office in which we are working, or we are planning something for the future, this all is basically an illusion. This is because Behar soul will see the reality of our planet, which is actually a place where uh, the soul, basically this place we can say like this place or the planet on which we are living, it basically earned by the deeds that we have performed in our past janmas or in our past birth cycle, because the life on this planet is just due to the deeds which we performed in the past lives, as a result of which we took a birth in a family. So we have to understand this fact that why we are here on the earth. So we got some specific profession in our career, or we shall do something in our future. All is just based on the deeds which is performed by us in our past lives. So whatever deeds we are doing now, that will decide the future for us, not for this life, even for the next birth. So in the reality, attaining this realization that physical world is an illusion, so Beha's soul after listening, all will definitely attain this state and will automatically get detached from the physical world. Now next that the Beha soul will, uh, after listening this infinite spiritual knowledge which is given by Bapuji, will definitely attain the another highest conscious state which is related with the detachment of deeds. It is very important. In Hindi language we call this stage as Karmatita stage. This is because as we see deeply, then deeds are the one that we are performing, and these deeds are basically responsible that attaches us with the physical world. So if anyone wants to come out from the cycle of birth and the rebirth, then it is must to attain this highest conscious state of the detachment of any kinds of deeds. Therefore, the easiest way is to leave all the desires. This we all have to understand that if we are not doing any bad deed, so in generally we start feeling fearful from the bad deeds only. In the reality, we have to be free totally from all the kinds of the deeds, either it is good or it is bad. This is very much necessary because everyone's every deed bring its fruit in the return, right? And this is basically the theory of the deeds tells us very clearly. If anyone has performed the bad deeds, then it is reflected as as a pain in the anyone's life. But if anyone will do the good deed, then also it will return back in the form of a fruitful result. So overall conclusion is that karma associates everyone with either good or the bad one, and one has to come back on this earth again and again. So the question is, what is the best option? For example, if we took the birth in a painful situation as a result of some, the bad deeds which we have done in the past birth, then it is also possible that we should be associated with the similar energy people, and these similar energy people will come as a close family members. That's why this is the basis of the relationship. This is because we being an energy will resonate with the similar energy frequencies, and if we performed any excellent deed in the past, then this might be possible that we could attain the next birth in some Brahman family, some saint family, or we can just take the birth in some divine religious family, which is situated at a very divine place. But if we see deeply, then in all these situations, we have to come on this earth. So the best way is कि if we wanted to come out from the cycle of the birth and the rebirth, then we have to cross the barrier of every kind of deeds. So we have to surrender our all good or bad deeds truly to the God, and Behad soul will definitely do this. This is because after knowing this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge, that soul will know that whatever we are receiving in the life or we are running for the goodness, this all is basically an illusion. This is because it will again link everyone with the fruits of your deed performed in the past birth or in the present birth. So theory of the deeds only teaches us that if anyone has to come out from the cycle of birth and the rebirth, then the only way to is to come out from the physical body of the five elements. And it is not the coming out from the physical body, it is basically the transformation of the five elemental body into a three elemental divine being, which is called angel state. So this way has shown by infinite supreme spiritual knowledge given by Bapuji only. So in conclusion, Behad soul will attain the highest conscious state, I feel, which is related with the detachment of the physical world, detachment from any kinds of the deeds, and will leave all the desires very happily. Secondly, what I feel is the mantra of the peace which is necessary for the world transformation, and it is given by Bapuji, कि बेहद के बेहद की परम 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 महाशांति है महाशांति है महाशांति है. I think that it is the only mantra which can bring the power from the ultimate supreme energy powerhouse of the entire creation to our Brahmand or our solar system. This supreme knowledge only tells us that why and how we turned into a physical being of five elements. This knowledge only first time tells us like how this earth in the five elements has formed. So when we understand the entire mechanism very deeply, then to reverse this entire process, there is just a one possible way: to interconvert the lowest energy state of our planet up to the multiverse, and to transform this lowest energy state into higher energy state for forever. So therefore this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge awakens us from inside to interconvert all the elements into supreme elements, meaning they should have a very high energy state. So when everywhere low energy state will convert into high energy state, then within a fraction of the second the earth will transform automatically into its original form. Every human soul will become the divine being. This process is explained very minutely in the detail by infinite supreme spiritual knowledge which is given by Bapuji. So this all will possible by the deep meditative connection of all the Behad soul with the powerhouse of the entire creation in their soul conscious state. As this process will bring the power from the supreme powerhouse through the Behad soul on this earth, and the repetition of the same steps will keep on accumulating the power on this earth. We also have to understand that keyword of this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge is that power will never end. In Hindi we call it as avinashi. Means that whatever anyone will do related with this supreme mission, it will never end in any aspect. So I think that we have to understand that the principal basis of the earth transformation up to the multiverse is possible by the self transformation of Behad soul, who will bring the power here by the process of the deep meditation with almighty authority, and this will restore the power here from that place and will interconvert the low energy state to higher energy state. So I feel that this infinite spiritual knowledge of Bapuji has told us first time about the native place of almighty authority. It is very deeply stated in the other videos, but that this native place is basically 11,001 PD, which is real great grandfather's place, and that place is basically the powerhouse of the entire creation, and where our great supreme grandfather basically resides, and he is the supreme father for the entire creation. So when anyone will connect to the almighty authority in the soul conscious state, then I feel that within a very less time the soul will receive the tremendous power within themselves, and that power will never vanish within the soul. And I was also telling that why the Behad soul will have a deep emotional feeling for the world transformation. So this we have to understand, like what is kindness. So once we will understand that what is kindness, then I think that we can also explain that why that soul will have this kind of feeling. We must admit this fact that basically the kindness is also a sort of emotional energy. Everyone carries these energies, but the energy levels are found to be different. Some people think about their own self, some people think about their family only, some people think about the welfare in the area, some people think about the society in which they live in, some people think about their country, and very rarely they think about the world. So we have to understand the differences in the energy levels in different individuals, starting from a person who is thinking about oneself to an individual who is thinking about the world. So emotional energy to help is in everyone, but to what extent, in which human, it matters. So, the answer of this question, if we wanted to understand, then we can get this answer from this infinite spiritual knowledge which is given by Bapuji, which states that every soul has been created at different places in different space units. So we feel that every soul is same. No, this is not so. This is not so, because first time he has clearly stated that every soul has been created in different places in different space unit. So the soul who is carrying a power similar to any space unit, like our solar system or Brahmand, or the soul are also be made in the galaxies or maybe in the universes or the great universes, or even a power within the soul. So because now there is a differences in a power, so which soul is carrying a which kind of power related to the which space unit, or that matters, and there are some also souls which are called Behad souls. So Behad soul, many like that soul is basically has a power which is similar to the powerhouse of the entire creation, so the kind of power every soul is carrying within themselves, it will reflect the same power in matlab his or her attitude. So the soul, suppose who is thinking about the oneself only, is basically a weak soul, because that soul has a limited power. So, and just because of the limited power, that soul will try to take care of the oneself only. So everyone must be kind and tolerate to this soul and about his or her behavior. So the behavior of that weak soul is not basically intentional. We have to understand like it is just due to the less inherent soul power. So when the soul power is less, the qualities of the persons are different, right? So that person can only take care of oneself only. Similarly, the souls who are thinking about their families, they are also carrying the inherent soul power to an extent that they can take care of their family only. So we have to be kind enough for those souls also. Souls who are thinking about a society, so this is a different category, but we have to work and we have to help these souls in emerging their inner soul power so that they can perform better for the society by following the path which is given by the God to everyone to serve. World transformation is a big task. So every soul cannot do this, and only the bare soul, which who carries the supreme param light of the original place of the Almighty Authority, that soul can perform this task only. This is because the bare soul has already the inherent energy and will automatically think about the welfare of the world. And these all stated differences in dealing with the different emotional situations is just because of the differences in the inherent power in each soul. So the basic foundation of the world transformation is to compensate the power in every soul up to the multiverse, which they lost during their original power by coming into the cycle of the birth and the rebirth, and in every life cycle due to the attachment of different kinds of the deeds. And because the souls are involved with the different kinds of the deeds, they are losing the power continuously. Right, so the power has lost. We have to understand very deeply. And this power, when this word, this unique work of the world transformation will begin. So that time, the power which every soul, Behar soul, has lost, during the repetitive cycle of the birth and the rebirth, that power will be given by our Akari Bapuji, who is working behind this unique mission in his invisible form of the three elements. So by giving the power to all the Behar souls, that power will basically compensate their original power, and which were there in all of them at the time of their first creation or at the time of their first birth. So in whatever stage we are today, we are just due to our lost soul power in the present life. So people who are weak, and they are not able to live happy and healthy life is all just due to the less soul power in their life. So this we have to understand very deeply, like what are the basic reasons behind that. So now what I feel is like if every soul will link to the Almighty Authority, by going into the deep meditation state with the supreme great grandfather. So because he is a great grandfather for all the souls, because he is the ultimate creator for the entire creation. So I think like when any soul will connect with the supreme father, supreme great grandfather, so within a very less time the soul can feel their lost power. And most important point is here is to note that this earned power will never decay. So this is the very simplest and the easiest way which is available for everyone. So Behar soul will automatically connect oneself to the almighty authority, this I believe. So now your next question is basically what should be the path of the Behar soul. So my point is that Behar soul knows very well that the soul has to be free from all the kinds of the deeds, and whatever the deeds that Behar soul is doing in the present life, it should be totally flawless without any self-interest. This looks me the best way to be free from the fruits of all the deeds, and that will definitely open the door not to enter the cycle of the rebirth. So we all should definitely move towards the path of the flawless deeds, and Beh's soul I think will definitely follow this path, because there should be only one goal, which is to achieve the blessings of the Almighty Authority. When our inner will have only one desire to achieve, and will just keep the Almighty Authority as a priority. So I feel personally like this path will automatically free that soul from all the resting desires. So I feel, and in my opinion, that should be the path of the Behad soul after listening this infinite knowledge. Now your next question is what is the utility of the infinite spiritual knowledge which is given by Bapuji? So to understand the answer of this question and to understand the ultimate aim of giving this infinite spiritual knowledge, we have to first understand some facts before. I think that first of all we have to understand what we already know. We all know that the earth on which we are living is called a Brahmand, or we can say as a solar system. Our religious scriptures also told us that our Brahmand is basically created by the formless Lord Shiva, who is a pure divine light. And he has no color, he has no shape, nothing else, right? And he is totally formless because it is a pure divine white light. All famous religious spiritual organization also states this fact that our true father is basically formless Lord Shiva, right? On the other hand, this infinite spiritual knowledge given by our Bapuji also teaches us the same fact that formless Lord Shiva is the real creator of our Brahmand. So what I believe is our religious scriptures, our famous religious spiritual organizations, and also the infinite spiritual knowledge given by Bapuji, all three verifies this fact on the same level. Now we can see that the same thing from the another aspect. Science teaches us that as we are living in our Brahman or the solar system, similar to that there are other infinite Brahmans. So now the question automatically comes in our mind, and it is just a common sense that if the formless Lord Shiv is the creator of our solar system, then there must be the other formless Lord Shiv who are creating the other existing infinite Brahman or the solar system. Science also tells us like there are infinite Brahmans. Similar to this, there are infinite number of the galaxies which are also existing as a next space unit up to the next to the Brahmans. And we also know that one galaxy holds the infinite number of Brahmans or the solar system. So now this gives us a unique information that as the Lord Shiva is the creator of the Brahman, so similar to that there must be a creator who forms the galaxies. And science also tells us that the next space unit above the galaxy is basically a universe. So one universe holds infinite number of the galaxies, which again gives an idea that there must be a creator of all the space units. Till now, no one has told us the details about the creator of not only our solar system, but also about the existing infinite number of the Brahmans, galaxies, as well as the universe. In fact, first time Bapuji only told us that there are infinite number of the great universes. In fact, if we go up, then there are multiverses, which are the next higher space units above the universe, and above that there are another creation which starts from the infinite expansion, which is commonly called the Behad world. And this unique knowledge first time has been given by our beloved Dadaji. So this is the main difference what I feel is in the limited knowledge of the one solar system or the infinite expansion of the Behad world. And we have to understand one more thing here, that when the soul connects oneself to any form of the formless Lord Shiv during meditation, then that soul takes the power from the Creator while doing the meditation. This is true. But this power comes in a soul by the two ways. One, while sleeping, and the another way is by connecting the soul in the deep conscious state with the formless God. And when the soul connects oneself in the soul conscious state, then the power automatically comes. So this is a true fact. And with the such, suppose if the soul is repeatedly doing this, then gradually the soul will also transform and it will become a master creator, right? Which will have this, who will carry the same qualities as the creator is carrying. So now the most important point is to understand, like today most of the people are connecting themselves with the creator of our Brahmand, means the formless lordship of our solar system whenever they connect during the meditation. So we have to see the some facts without any biasness. If we wanted to see the truth, what I feel is and we are searching for the truth for the so long. So whomsoever is searching, then we have to be first of all neutral in our opinion. This is must. Once we will be neutral only, then we can see what is right, what is wrong. So neither we have to believe on any famous spiritual organization who are teaching, nor we have to believe like what the majority of the people are following. We must admit this fact that it is not necessary that whomsoever is carrying the majority or they are believing something, then the truth is lying on their side. We have to be totally unbiased, what I feel is. So this anyone can judge by oneself, and we can understand this by taking a one suitable example. Like suppose if we um assign the powers, to the different space units. For example, suppose the power of the formless Lord Shiv, who is the creator of our one solar system, equivalent to 10. So we are considering 10 because the Brahman is the smallest unit of the creation, right? So we must fully respect our Supreme Father because he is running the solar system with his unique power. So we must give the due respect and the regard because he is our ultimate Father. है ना? But now, as one galaxy holds many Brahmands, so we can consider the power of the formless creator. I just mean to say, like when the Lord Shiv is creating the Brahman, so galaxies are also lying. The science confirms the fact. So this is obvious to feel, like as the formless Lord Shiv is creating the Brahman, in the same way, the formless Shiv, yeah, Parbrahma Shakti, is basically making the galaxies also, and similarly, the universe is also, someone is there, some divine power is there who is making the universes. So we must fully respect to all of them. Right. So now we are just assigning the different powers. For example, the creator of the solar system, we can just give the power equivalent to 10. Galaxy is the next higher unit, right? So we can just assign the power equivalent to 100. Universe is the next unit, then we can assign the power equivalent to 1000. Similarly, as we go up and up, then the power will keep on increasing, like 10,000, 1 lakh, 1 crore, etc. So it means that equivalent power will keep on increasing as we will move up and up. So after that, the new pool of the power will start, which is just a beginning point from where the infinite expansion of the Behad word starts. And this everyone must know, like this infinite expansion is basically goes up to infinite, which is 11,001 PD. And this basically 11,001 PD is a native place of the supreme to supreme great 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 grandfather of the entire creation, right? The first time who about the native place of the entire creation, where it is located, and all the details has been given by our respected Bapuji only. So we must note that it is a supreme powerhouse, who creates everything in this entire creation. So whenever we meditate, the question comes in our mind automatically, like we being a soul should connect to whom? So everyone also knows the fact that most of the popular spiritual organizations are showing the path to the world, and in the reality, if we see, then the reality is different, and it is remained unnoticed till now. Science teaches us that power in the soul basically comes whenever any soul connects oneself in their soul conscious state with the formless God. And this process is basically the process of the quantum entanglement, because we are the light beings actually. So whenever the light beings connects with the formless pure divine light, so by the process of the quantum entanglement we absorb the power, or I can say the soul basically absorbs the power from the formless God. At that moment we become the receiver, and donor gives the power to the receiver. So donor is basically the formless Lord, and we become a receiver. So it is obvious to realize the fact that when any soul will meditate with the formless lordship, so the power will definitely come. It is true, but we must connect with him because he is our real father. You know, not only we have to connect, we should love and we should duly respect him also, but we also see the other viewpoints that the as the solar system is basically created by the Lordship, similarly, there are supreme powers who are making the galaxies. There are supreme divine powers who are making the universes. There are supreme powers who are creating the great universes. And in fact, this creation not only ends here, but in fact, it expands up to the infinite world, and it goes up to infinite world. So all the creators in every space units, they are formless, and they are carrying the power in the increasing order. So now this is our choice, like with whom we wanted to connect, either with the creator of our solar system or with the creator of the entire creation, because both the paths are available, right? So because just before this knowledge, actually we were not aware like which is the main powerhouse of the entire creation and where this entire creation basically ends. So father is basically available, great grandfather is also available, and one has to understand like he is basically calling us, and it is giving a message, he is giving a repetitive message like whomsoever will connect, I'll just give my power to everyone, and with whomsoever we will take the power, we will just become like that only. So we must note that if the creator of our solar system or Brahman is carrying a power equivalent to 10, then it is possible to take the power maximum than 10. It is not possible because we have assigned the power of Lord Shiv equivalent to 10 because it is the smallest unit. So whenever we will connect, we can maximally take the 10 power, not more than that. So whenever any soul comes on the earth, then only two ways are available, either good or bad. So if the soul, suppose, if we imagine like the soul is doing uh, every time, whenever the soul is performing any deeds, then the soul is performing the right path, and while doing any deed, and suppose if the soul meditate and it creates with the creator of the Brahmand, then most what the soul can achieve, it can simply achieve the power which is equivalent to 10. It cannot be more than 10 because at the formless lordship is maximally contain a power equivalent to 10 only. है ना? So we must note that actually it is not only 10 because you cannot achieve more than that, and you cannot achieve more than his maximum power, right? So the reason is कि infinite spiritual knowledge which is given by the Bapuji told us that details of the creation of our Brahman or the solar system, this is only this supreme knowledge first time highlights the fact that how the creation works, starting from the formless form of the God up to the creation of everything, whatever we see. In fact, this supreme spiritual knowledge only tells us that how the great universes, how the universes, how the galaxies, in fact, how the Brahmans or the solar system forms. No one has told this information before. So this, all this information and all this knowledge has been given first time by him. And this supreme spiritual knowledge only tells us that Lord Brahma has created the formation of this Brahmand. Then at the time of the creation, basically first time he made the 7 saints, and it is also important to note here that these 7 saints were not formless. They had the shape, they created the souls of our Brahman. So it is obvious to realize that if the soul of the solar system, they are created by the form of the God who were carrying the shape. So how it is possible like if you will connect with the formless lordship, even then you can receive the power equivalent to 10? It is not possible. You will always receive less than 10 because the lordship has not created you directly. You have been created by the 7 saints, so they were carrying a less power in comparison to the lordship. So this is because during this entire mechanism of the creation of Brahman, formless Lord never creates any soul. So the real power of the soul will never be equal to 10. So without any biasness, we must see that formless God of the galaxies, universes, even up to the end, which is infinite to infinite powerhouse of the entire creation is available for all the souls. So because, this infinite expansion or this place is basically a native place of our supreme great grandfather. and basically he is the one who is running the entire creation, and he is giving the aim to all of us to create a new world. And you will not believe, but this is true, like this new world basically is a kind of the world where no death will exist anymore for anyone. And I can say like either it is a death of a human or it is a death of our solar system, which is commonly called Parle in our religious scriptures. The day we will understand this fact deeply, then the same moment, without involvement of anyone, I think and I must believe that we will start working for this unique divine mission of the world transformation for forever. Once you will know this fact that the popular special organizations who are doing their task, they are doing a great job because they are working for the welfare of the society. They are connecting the people to a path of the divinity. But you must note that this is not the truth. The souls which are involved in running these popular special organizations, they also realize this fact that they must not be happy to feel that they are associated with a huge population and they are doing a very pure divine work by connecting the people to the God. They must realize the fact that this is the feeling which is full of pure illusion. If organizers of the popular spiritual organizations they are completely divine pure beings, then I think like they must feel for themselves, not only for their own, but also they must show the right path to all the people. Because the welfare of the entire world is residing in the same divine fact. And this we can understand very easily. As we know that we are living on this earth as a human, hmm, and we follow our life path, then what at most we can achieve in this physical world? Maximum to maximum, we can become some big scientist, or we can become a big doctor, we can become a big engineer, big social worker, big businessman, big leader, or what maximum we can return to the society. One big scientist can do some unique information it can give to the society. It can do some unique invention. One big doctor, what it can do maximum, it can treat the maximum number of the patient. You know, he can serve the society by working selflessly. One leader, what he can do, he can just during his time period can perform best to best for the welfare of his country. One big businessman can do the lots of the charity for the society. So the question is ki to whomsoever profession someone is associated can perform his best in his or her related profession, nothing more than that. Now, if we look towards the aim of this infinite supreme spiritual knowledge, which is given by Bapuji, this knowledge only tells us the path of the creation of the new world. You know, this is a very unique and a very divine vision, because the creation of the new world is basically leads the foundation where no one will be dependent on anyone. And this sentence that no one will be dependent on anyone carries a very deep meaning. For example, suppose if we got sick, you know, we must know the reason that why, what is the basic reason of the sickness. The reason of the sickness is basically we know that like we being a human being contain certain organs in our physiological system. And every organ basically can function well when it has an optimum level of the energy. So when any particular organ did not receive the complete energy which is required for its function, then that particular organ becomes deficient and we got sick. Then what is the duty of the researcher? Basically, if we see, then researchers tries to find out the solution of any sickness. Doctor tries to heal the patient. But you must understand that what is the need of any scientist or any doctor to find the solution of any sickness or to work for any recovery? Because this all is essential today. Why it is essential? Because our body has a low energy and the environment in which we are living is also carrying the low energy, and this fact is also verified by famous very popular research spiritual organizations, because they are also guiding that every must follow the path of increasing their own vibrational frequency by doing the good deeds, and in return increase the vibrational frequency of our Brahmand. But you have to know this fact very deeply. Like they are not telling you the fact that not only you can increase the vibrational frequency of our solar system, but you have an ability, in fact, to increase the high vibrational frequency up to the infinite to infinite. So the point is to choose the right spiritual path by yourself without any biasness. And all the leaders who are running the popular spiritual organization, I will say they also must realize that by doing this kind of deeds, which involves connecting the people to the path of the divinity, you can maximally help to a limited number of the population. But when you will associate with this infinite spiritual knowledge which is given by Bapuji, then I think it shows a path to create a world which will be free from the death forever. Now you have to know like how this will happen. Just understand this fact. We have to just clarify the some points in our mind. So just understand that whenever any formless lordship creates any soul, then soul in their original state are basically the light beings, है ना? So scientifically if we see this fact, then it highlights that we need the energy to do any work. So if we apply the same concept, then just to create any Brahmand or any solar system, energy must be utilized in the creation. Energy must be utilized to run the lives of all the souls who are living on this planet. So from where this power is coming? This entire power is basically coming from formless Lord Shiv only. है ना? So we have to understand that like with the time and with the repetitive use of the power, the energy levels declines with the time. So when there is an internal power loss in the human body, then a person attains a state of a death by a defined, well-regulated physiological mechanism. Similarly, when the power loss in the creator of one Brahmand or formless lordship, then entire Brahmand or the solar system turn into black hole by a process of parley, meaning the destruction of everything, which also exists in every solar system. By the same mechanism, galaxies also ends, universe also ends, and but it is possible like the time duration of the destruction of any solar system, destruction of any galaxy, destruction of any universe will vary, because there is a huge difference in the power of each and space units, है ना? And obviously it will be longer for every higher hierarchical space units. So the fact of this fact of the destruction related with any Brahmand is very well described in our religious scriptures, verified by the popular spiritual organizations also, and it has been clarified that many times our solar system in which we are living on this earth has vanished and created again and again. So infinite supreme spiritual knowledge of the Bapuji also stated the same fact. So one has to understand the deep meaning of the death, because the death is basically a mechanism related with a total energy loss at one time. The main reason behind the energy loss is the decay of the energy. Either it is related with the death of the human, or it is related with the death of the Brahman, or it is the death of the galaxy, or it is the death of the universe. So only and only infinite supreme spiritual knowledge of Bapuji told us to everyone first time, and the deep real meaning of the death and the detailed mechanism of the entire creation, and which suggests us a way that how we can transform all the energy into a supreme form, where the death will never happen and the decay will end for forever. As I stated earlier, as we go up in the higher space units, then after a certain level, there is a hierarchical level which starts from Brahman, Brahman. Next to the Brahman, there are galaxies, then there are universes, then there are great universes, then there are multiverses, and after that multiverses, the space unit appears, which starts from infinite expansion and it goes up to infinite above and ends up to 11,001 PD. So this infinite entire place after multiverses and the beginning of the infinite to infinite up to 11,001 PD carries the power in the form of the energy which will never decay. This is a most important point to note. 11,001 PD is the main supreme powerhouse of the entire creation, which first time has been coded by our beloved Bapuji. So everyone must know that today existing power of all the Brahmand, all the galaxies, all the universes, up to the multiverses, will be compensated by a defined mechanism into a form which will never decay. And this is the divine mission, which is for the Bapuji is working for so long, for so many years. He is working for that mission, like where the destruction will be end forever. So galaxies will never vanish, Brahmands will never vanish, universe will never vanish, great universe, even up to the multiverse, there will not be any vanish. And so when any human will live on such a planet, then no one will be sick. We need we are not because when we will not sick, we will not be dependent on any doctor. We got sick today just because of the power. There is a loss of the power within us, but when the internal power of the soul and the internal power of the nature will reach to the higher energy state, then the death will never come and the power will never decay, and automatically it will lead to the formation of immortal world. So this is the real aim of the Bapuji, like he wants to create the immortal world for everyone forever. And in this immortal world, no one will be sick, as we got the sick just because of the loss of the power within us. So when there will not be any power loss, you will never be sick, you will not be dependent on any doctor, no researcher will be required for any invention. So now just I think like we must imagine the beauty of the entire new creation of the formation of immortal world, where everyone will be happy and healthy forever. So every soul has an available path in their life, and the choice to adopt like which path they wanted to choose and to follow, and with whom you wanted to connect. You have the two options: either you can connect with the Supreme Father, who is Lord Shiv, or you can connect to the supreme great grandfather, who is a creator of the entire creation, and whose native place is 11,001 PD. So you must know, as I stated earlier, like with this supreme infinite knowledge given by Bapuji, one keyword attached is basically Avinashi, means like it is never destruct. So the choice of every soul is internal, and I think like truth is not dependent on the verification of any popular special organization. Truth is always free, it is free from all kinds of the show off. Truth is always complete within itself. So ultimate truth never requires any examination. So I personally believe that when we know all the facts and the truth in front of all of us, then we must listen, we must adopt, and we must implement the supreme infinite spiritual knowledge of infinite given by our respected beloved Bapuji, Dashrathbhai Patel. And as such, I think like I have explained all the things in the detail, and I have tried from my side to give the answers of all the queries. But still, if someone has some doubt or something remains unclear, then anyone is most welcome, and I'll be happy to give the answer of your questions. So, param shanti to all. Thank you very much.
Param Shanti. What is Behad Gyan? And what is Hatki Gyan? Behad Gyan means supreme knowledge of Almighty authority. And Hatki Gyan means knowledge of this earth. Behad means beyond the boundary. Had means inside the boundary. What is that boundary? The boundary or limitations created by the body and mind. When we see our physical body, we think this is everything and we want to preserve it forever and use our mind accordingly. So, for this, various knowledge is developed in this world, what we see on day-to-day basis, like science, arts, commerce, medical science, engineering, etc. These are called Hadki knowledge, Hadki Gyan, that is knowledge on this earth. In earlier days, also there are many knowledge to preserve our body and to derive happiness on this earth. Many knowledge was developed. Consider Ayurveda, medicinal knowledge developed to cure various diseases in the body, like bodily disorders. This is also knowledge of this physical world. This knowledge is limited to our body only, called Hadki Gyan. When we cross all the limits or boundaries of this physical and mental planes or bodies, then we reach the state of pure light form, which is called Atmaswarup, or the soul conscious state. Only in that state we can be in communication with our Creator, the Supreme Master Creator, Almighty Authority. The real knowledge on this subject is called Behad Gyan or Supreme Knowledge. I just want to give one example to differentiate between Behad Gyan and Had Gyan. Consider a great music is played on a piano. If someone thinks that the music is from piano only, then this is wrong. Piano is just a physical body which is emitting music as per the mind of the piano player. Similarly, our body is like a piano. But who is the player of this body, this piano? One must identify it. A doctor dissects a body. A scientist observes the changes in a body, but nobody knows the player inside the body, which makes all changes in the body. So knowing the player is Behad Ki Gyan. Knowing the piano is a Had Ki Gyan. So you can easily distinguish that is what is the hell and heaven difference between Behad Ki Gyan and Had Ki Gyan. Though it looks simple, but it is very different. Before this, one must know who is Almighty Authority. That is real secret, which is in Hindi called Raj. He who only knows the true form of Almighty Authority, he can do yoga, that is called Raj Yoga. This true knowledge of Raj Yoga, by knowing true form of Almighty Authority or Behad Ki Baat, is known as Behad Ki Gyan. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of this physical world. This is the knowledge of pure soul conscious state, and to connect with Supreme Master Almighty Authority in light form. It is a process where we connect our mind and intelligence to our Creator after knowing Almighty Authority in true form. He has three states: physical, subtle, and light form, which we called Nirakari state. Almighty Authority works as Father, Teacher, and Supreme Master called Sadguru. As Father, He protects His creation. As a teacher, He teaches Behad Ki Gyan or supreme knowledge to His creation. And as a Supreme Master, He transforms His creation from physical to incorporeal or Nirakari state. The only true identity of Almighty Authority is His knowledge, that is, only supreme knowledge, which is regarding infinite, supreme, pure, soul conscious state only. He never teaches anything pertains to this world. He imparts knowledge to His Creator only on pure, soul conscious state. That's why it is told, बेहद की बाप बेहद की बच्चों से बेहद की बातें करते हैं. Only those souls come to acquire this knowledge, those who want to know themselves and to know their Supreme Creator, Almighty Authority. They are called Supreme Souls or Behad Ki Atma. Here, this knowledge does not give any information about how to achieve worldly success or pleasure, but teaches how to overcome worldly attractions. This is a vast knowledge which is freely available in the YouTube. This knowledge has theoretical aspect and practical aspect. First, one has to understand theoretical aspect and gradually apply it to day-to-day life and become a karma yogi. Once a soul becomes a perfect karma yogi, then the soul achieves soul conscious state by constantly remembering the light form of Almighty Authority. Here, mind and intelligence both are used to connect with Almighty Authority in order to achieve purity and transform into pure light form. This pure light has tremendous gravitational force. Higher the purity, higher the gravitational force. Here one enters into subtle states. There exist supreme elements, which are nothing but energy form of pure light energy. These supreme elements are having higher gravity force than normal elements. The pure light form or Nirakari state has tremendous power, which permeates the whole creation in subtle form and runs the creation independently. Here a soul understands theory of karma, laws of karma, and the true form of Almighty Authority, and how to connect with Almighty Authority. All this knowledge makes a soul perfect and becomes detached from this physical world. This also makes the soul to observe the pains and pleasures of this world as an independent observer without being disturbed, which is known as Sakhi Drashta. To become Sakhi Drashta, this knowledge is mandatory. After Sakhi Drashta, the bodily detachment develops. Gradually, the soul moves towards the pure soul conscious state by always be in constant connection with Almighty Authority. By practicing this knowledge in this physical world, a soul understands the true meaning that Ichha Matra Vidya. That means a single trace of desire in mind is ignorance and nothing else. After that state, the soul only achieves true soul conscious state or Abhyakt Sthiti. That is called Soman. This is the state when a soul acquires its original state, that is Soman. This is described in Bhagavad Gita, Nasta Mahasmuti Labda. That means when your true detachment developed to this world, then only you can remember your true form, that is Soman. So there are these are all the practices and sadhana which a Behad soul constantly engaged in after achieving Behad knowledge or supreme knowledge. During this practice, Almighty Authority helps in many ways to develop the state of supreme detachment by remaining in this worldly life. So a Behad soul must be ready to face all challenges and pains in life in a very composed manner, only just to get experience how this physical world is truly limited and full of sorrow, so that compassion for the whole creation develops in the soul, and the soul only do sadhana for the transformation of the creation. This becomes the only aim of the Behad soul on this earth. So, after completing this knowledge, the soul acquires the supreme state, that is the state of Almighty Authority, which is the rarest of the rarest achievement of a soul on earth. That's why Bapuji tells, out of millions and millions of souls, only a very few souls can understand and achieve this state. This is the Behad Ki Gyan. After this Behad Gyan, a soul becomes itself a creator of the creation. This is what is the most wonderful aspect of this knowledge, that a creation becomes a creator after surpassing gigantic illusion of this physical and subtle worlds. In normal way, what I feel a true Vehatkyatma who is in constant practice of this knowledge must have till now achieved following characters: detachment, indifferent to physical pleasures, attraction to Almighty Authority or its creators, that is always search in his or her mind for union with its source, understanding deep secrets of life silently, calm and composed in the time of distress, internally having strong desire to transform this creation, never buzzed by any miracle. So all Behatkyatma who has acquired this knowledge and practicing this knowledge in their day-to-day life are really unique, and salute to them all. This knowledge is neither available in any scripture nor in any book till now. This is freely given by Almighty Authority Himself in physical form. Salute to Almighty Authority and His true compassion to all His creations. His infinite compassion made Him to acquire a body called Sakari Bab, the real Supreme Master who is the knower of all secrets. He has just come to earth to teach the secrets to His children. Obedience and salute to our Father, to whom we all indebted forever, and everlasting for become an everlasting follower, that is in Vyakt state and also in Avyakt state. बापूजी को नमन. बेहद की परम शांति. बेहद की परम शांति.
बेहद की परम महाशांति बापूजी. बेहद की परम महाशांति, ultimate and unlimited supreme peace of the infinite to all my brothers and sisters. Topic for the day: status of soul after completion of Behad Gyan. And the same has been taught by Bapuji to his children who came to know him, understood him, and introspected his Gyan in time, and being enlightened and getting transformed their life gradually. They are spreading the vibes of ultimate peace, being in a state of soul-centric, self-empowered state, thus transforming the entire world, which is passing through a very bad leaning phase at present. Most of the souls on the earth are in deep agony and sufferings, fear of terrorism, lack of food, drinking water, uncontrollable natural calamities. Everything is out of control in the materialistic five element world of soil, water, air, fire, and ether. Although the human race has advanced so much in science and technology, Behad Gyan, that is the knowledge of the infinite spiritual wisdom, we can say, that is the knowledge of the ultimate creator and creations of the infinite universes, and the spiritual methodology of reprogramming of the mind, intelligence, and trait of the degraded seed souls, that is 8, 108, 1008, 16,000, 9 lakhs, those who are trapped here in physical and non-physical form. Thus Bapuji is preparing, transforming, enabling them to go back to the original abode of higher dimension beyond space, time, birth, and death, while being a part of the transformation process of self, environment, and the world by spreading the vibes of param shanti, empowered with Atma Swarup, soul centric, that is, Gyan Swarup or Bap Swarup, that is, realization of all the divine qualities of Almighty Authority, Behad ka Bap or the infinite grandfather in Sakari, that is physical, then Akari, that is radiant in an angelic form, and in Nirakari, that is ultimate supreme divine light, located at the highest of highest infinite cosmic powerhouse, that is Behad Kala ke Paramdham. I am basically a soul upgraded in time and space. My journey started from Bhakti Marg, then Gyan Marg. Finally, I was tuned, my soul was tuned, aligned, and locked to Bapuji Behad Gyan in December 2016. After my continuous listening, correlating, validating my stored data as recorded previously in my soul. I have a strong affinity towards science and spirituality from my early days. From Bapuji Behad Gyan, I could realize in real time the written divine note. Silence is more powerful than science, and science at present is slowly moving towards the voiceless and wireless AI technology, that is artificial intelligence technology, where we shall be successfully accomplishing or manifesting our reality through Sankalp Shakti, that is the power of thought, that is, we can say the IoT, that is Internet of Things. In quantum theory, we say think is manifested into things at a quantum and subatomic level. Lord Krishna teaching to Arjuna the Gita Gyan forms the basis of Bapuji Behad Gyan, which is amalgamated with the ancient Vedic science, Upanishad, ancient text of Shastras of all religions, Ramayanas, Mahabharatas, astronomy, ufology, alien science, aerospace engineering, quantum physics, studied with the divine knowledge of the infinite downloaded by Bapuji through his supreme divine vision, which has not been imparted by anybody earlier or shall be imparted in times to come, which has been tallied with the advancement of science and the Shastras from time to time and thus becoming a reality. I have been listening Bapuji's Behad Gyan for more than 3 years now. I have applied practically to my real life the basic steps, the four basic spiritual steps or the process of Gyan, Yog, Seva, and Dharana. Gyan means here we can say the divine knowledge of the infinite, listening, introspecting, remembering Bapuji Gyan all the time in Atma Swarup. Number two is yoga, that is meditation by realizing your light state, not a physical body, and connect with supreme light of ultimate powerhouse of divine light and charging the soul, subtle body and casual body. Number 3, that is the seva. Seva means the uninterrupted pure thought of param shanti vibes at a quantum level for the whole world. Number 4, the dharana. Dharana is a state of self realization, that is, self realized impression of a light body, not the physical body. You are the light and might at all times see everybody as a light and connect with the Almighty Authority, Divine Light. Simulating the self as a non-physical entity, that is light body, being in a physical state, and practice of above four spiritual process of Bapuji's spiritual knowledge of the infinite shall decide the current transformation status and the momentum of the soul's spiritual journey after leaving physical body. As a law of universe, as you think, so you become or manifest. So the current status of a Behad soul with pure thought, speech, and action shall pave the soul journey to the eternity. If you ask about me as a Behad soul, I manage to work in work. I am a civil aviation engineering professional moving all the time place to place, whether in air or ground. I have learned from Bapuji's teaching not to be in a state of distraction of the illusionary, temporary, matrixed material world. I simulate my mind to be in a state of thoughtlessness, calmness, and unruffled like the surface of a quiet ocean, spreading the vibes of param shanti, that is unlimited peace of the infinite, prevailing all the time at a quantum thought level for transformation of the environment, surroundings, and the infinite existence. There is a absolute sea change in my life, attainment, manifestation in my life to feel and realize the value of human life on the planet Earth. There is an absolute synchronism and balanced state between my spiritual life, professional life, and domestic life, feeling always easy and effortless under all adverse circumstances. For a Behad seed soul on earth, whether it is 8, 108, 1008, 16,000, or 9 lakh, some of the basic and vital ingredient of Bapuji Behad Gyan. Number 1 is Nashto Mohasthiti, that is feeling and realization of everything in the world, including our body, is temporary. Nothing is permanent. Everything shall be ruined in due course. Number 2, Ichha Matram Avidya, that is work without paying any heed or attention to the result. That is the desire, the state of desirelessness. Number 3 is the Sthit Pragya Avastha, that is in a state of Atma Swarup, soul centric, not body centric. You are light and visualize everybody as a light. Number 4, the Smruti Labdha, remember, regain your original state as a soul with light and might. Stay connected with your Supreme Father, the ultimate creator, divine light of infinite cosmic entity. Brothers and sisters, time is knocking at our door to know yourself, your source of creation, and the creator, to decide your ultimate divine destiny while justifying your existence as a human being on the earth. By connecting with Almighty Authority in Gyan Sarup, that is in a state that is retaining all the qualities of your ultimate spiritual teacher, infinite grandfather. The infinite spiritual teaching of the Almighty Authority, Behad ke Bapuji, is over now. Be an instrument, an institution to spread the knowledge of Behad ki Bapuji, who has come to the earth to take back his children to the Abhinashi Amarlok, which is beyond time, birth, and death, that is the abode of eternity. So be a transmitter of peace vibes, the param shanti, the Behad ki param shanti, the ultimate peace of the infinite. Enlighten and enhance your auric intensity modulated with the vibes of Behad ki param shanti for self transformation, environmental transformation leading to global transformation. बेहद की परम महाशांति बापूजी, बेहद की परम महाशांति, the ultimate and unlimited supreme peace of the infinite. Thank you very much. Thank you.